Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another video from the Pinoy Pick Pro. In this video, I'm not really going to do any picking or bypassing or anything. I told you that I was not going to pick on quick set locks anymore, or at least not in this video. But I picked up about a week or two ago a set of Schlage residential locks, and I brought them home and mounted them on my lock base here so that I could work on them. And I really only got around to start picking at the lock today, and I picked on it for about 7 or 8 minutes and realized that I was having a lot of difficulty, and I had not really had a lot of opportunity to work on a lot of Schlage residential locks for quite a while. So I had picked this up on sale at the local Home Depot, and I got the package here. This is the package, and as you can see on here, it has a grade 1 rated deadbolt, and for the knob is a grade 2 keyed entry knob, and I forget exactly what I paid for it, but it wasn't too bad. And in this set, it also has a anti-pick shield, which helps prevent lock tampering. And so I wanted to see, well, what new kind of things has Schlage come up with for their residential locks. So, and that's what I'm going to address in this video. The lock does work, but as I said, when I started to pick on this thing, I started to find out that there was some difficulty that I was having. All kinds of weird stuff going on inside of there. As I went to pick the lock, it felt very restricted in there, and a really bad grinding feeling on my pick, and my whole angle of attack was just all messed up. And so I decided to let's take this thing apart and see what's going on in there, because I know that I have detected some security pins in there, but I'm really interested in finding out exactly what is in here that Schlage has come up with. Now, I know that Kwikset and companies like that are starting to use spool pins now in their number 2 and number 4 chambers. But Schlage, like I said, I haven't actually worked on too many Schlage residential products lately, and so I wanted to see if they came out with anything new. This isn't exactly new, but this does have a floating cap spring. And that floating cap spring, depending on what the configuration of driver pins and key pins that are in there, this can give you a very light spring tension, and it can mess you up a little bit depending on everything that's going on inside of there. So as you can see, this is the key. So let's see what new things Schlage has come up with. And this is not really the correct tool for me to be using for this, but I think we can get by with it. So we're going to remove that spring clip, and I guess I ought to have a plug follower to go with that. So, let's see what's going on in this thing. We're going to remove this. Let's see what we can come up with here. Alright, so let's see if I can get the camera to zoom a little bit and get a better look at this. I mean, these are really just, they look like normal pins, normal key pins, nothing special about them. And matter of fact, I can just dump them. I can pin it back later. So there are the key pins, and they're just standard pins. So let's find out what's going on inside the Bible of this core. That's what I really want to see. So, make sure I can get in view of the camera. Oh, there we go. Popped right out. That is a. This is a T-pin, similar to a mushroom pin. Don't know if the camera can see that, but it's kind of like half of a spool pin, but it's called a T-pin, but it's very similar to a mushroom pin. And that was in chamber 1. Try and be a little more careful here. Chamber 2 is the same thing. It's another T-pin with the spring. Alright, chamber 3, same thing. Another T-pin. The spring out of there. Let's spin it around. Go from the other end for the last 2 here. And now we're going to 5. Is another T-pin. So that's why this lock was giving me a hard time. And chamber 4. So if I can get the camera to zoom in on those. So those are your driver pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 T-pins. And the T-pins can give you a hard time. Now they at least were all installed correctly. But let's see. Given the let's look at the key here. And that's not really a bad bidding, you know, for a key. You got to come in, and you don't know what order these pins are going to bind up in. You may have to set these first, and then work your way, you know, around. And these deeper cuts may set first, and then you got to get underneath of them. And like I said, on this particular lock, I don't know what exactly it is in here. There's still a key pin stuck in there. There we go. The chambers where the pins go are a lot more cylindrical than I'm used to seeing in, and you probably can't see it on the video, but down inside of the chamber's actually more cylindrical all the way down, and it almost wraps around the pins, and it makes it very tight for your pick to get in there. It restricts a lot of the room that you would normally have to maneuver around. And I have not yet opened the deadbolt, but that's kind of odd. Because when I got my pick in there to begin with, it had that very heavy grinding feeling to it. It was always getting caught or snagged on something. And I can feel the sides of each chamber. I mean, they're very pronounced. And this keyway doesn't really look any different than any other C keyway. It actually looks like it's kind of wide. But the deadbolt, I know, because I've had my pick in there, it feels even tighter. So I'll have to pull that open and see what's going on in there. But I mean, the pick just does not have a lot of freedom up in there to move. So overall, the other thing too is that with this particular lock, even if you were able to pop the cover off the rose, you can't get in there with any open access to be able to get at anything internally in order to bypass this lock. So with having seen everything here, Schlage has actually done a pretty good job. And for residential purposes, I mean, and the knob, the knob, remember, is rated grade 2. Yet it came with 5 T-pins. And it came with a keyway that is very restricted. I mean, I had quite a hard time, a difficult time maneuvering around in there. So, hey, good job, Schlage. I would recommend this. Thanks for watching.